Greetings, travelers, adventurers, and fellow keepers of the lake. Welcome, how are you all doing? I have stumbled onto a gem of a game. I don't know if it's okay to say for a game that it's cute, but this game certainly is, in my opinion. It's called Mutation. So let me tell you the story of how I found this, a bit about the game, maybe pitch it for you to try it as well, and then what I plan on doing with this in the future. Roll the intro and let's get into it. It is written by Joe Sterling, JD Sterling on YouTube. And even though it was expected for me to find this game, I actually found it as Joe left a comment on one of my videos. I was like, wow, I guess it is awesome that someone likes my stuff. And that was it. I think around a week passed and his video was in my feed talking about how to make a mutant. And I watched that video and I was like, oh, it's interesting stuff. You can have extra limbs, you can have like interesting mutations, but I still had the opinion that this was maybe something like maybe a S.T.A.L.K.E.R type of game, maybe Metro, things like that. And I decided to order it. I ordered it cheap off TTRPG, it arrived, and I started like reading it. I went through it in one day, and it was actually pretty interesting. It is a lighthearted, well, you can play it gritty, but I think it's more like a fun, lighthearted, Wild West, radiation, post-apocalypse type of game. Pretty fun. So the premise is that aliens have bombed planet Earth. They have sent the seed bomb, and what it did is it started terraforming Earth for some other extraterrestrial beings. We never experienced the aliens, we never saw them, but the bomb started mutating people. A bunch of things perished as soon as the bomb hit, but after some time evolution takes hold, the mutations take hold, and another form of life emerges. As you know, life always finds a way. So it is a D6 rollover system that is centered around simplicity, portability, fast-paced, explosive fun. Or at least that's how I perceived it after just reading it. So as players, you would be creating a mutant, which is kind of a human with a bunch of things changed on the body with some like perks, and you would be venturing into this post-apocalyptic world where you have a couple of cities, you have all the rules and everything, and you have 3 adventures, certainly around 10 hours of fun, at least with just this book. The art is nice, there is a bunch of roll tables inside, so pretty much I think you're set. I know it sounds like just another simple game, but I think it is inspired by almost like a childish imagination of what radiation does to people. It goes like a level beyond, for example, what Fallout depicts. So I think it is pretty fun to get into it and gives like... Have you ever role-played a person with 3 hands? A snake body? A person with snake body and 3 hands, that's what I'm talking about. Like this is what this is all about. This is inspired by things like Mad Max, like Star Wars, like Warhammer, and 80s sci-fi movies. So if that mix sounds interesting, I think this is a one of a kind. What I don't think you should expect from this game, and this is based solely around me just reading through it, I don't see this as something that you could do for an extended period of time. Like I don't see it as something that you can have like a mutant survive and live for 60 sessions. Maybe I could imagine myself playing this for around 10 sessions, 20 max. I think that is where these types of games shine in particular. But anything more than that would start to be maybe samey. It would require much more homebrewing. And I'm not talking about like 10 sessions in your lifetime. I'm talking about 10 sessions per campaign. That sort of thing. So let's have a brief look at the book itself. It is very nicely done. It is a book that is somewhat related and inspired to the index card RPG, so simplicity is the name of the game here. Flip through. On the first pages you have the map of the world, and you have some of the like cities, some of the landmarks, which I think is very cool. And of course you have the character sheet in the back. When you go through the book, you have a story at the beginning, and it is a wonderful story. I recommend you read it. It will really give you the idea about the vibe of the game. Then you have some core rules, which are like, I don't know, maybe with character creation skills and everything and gear. It comes down to like what, 30 pages, if even that much. And keep in mind, it has a bunch of tables and everything. So this is the core rules, just this. After that, you have a bunch of world building and some monsters, a guide to create new monsters, which I will talk about in the DM guide part of the series. And you have a bunch of role tables, which is always neat. And what I really like is that you're actually encouraged to write into this book and add your own tables, which is pretty nice. You make it your own in a way. And yeah, then you have 3 sample adventures, and that sums it up. And with that, keep in mind, the world you know has ended, but the fun is just beginning. You know what the perks are of living in a post-apocalyptic mutant landscape? You can have your hands up and at the same time